Hi, thanks for checking out my video. I wanted to share this information with others because I remember what a struggle it was for me, and I continue to bump into women that are really struggling with the thought of stopping all supplements. So let's see how I should go about this. After my explant, first off, the world's eyes are on us as we explant. So we have told our spouses, our families, our loved ones, our friends that our implants are what has made us sick for all these years. Well, those people aren't grasping the concept of this illness because they're anticipating when we explant, and I know some girls with breast implant illness are also have this false, anticipation of that they're going to be healed immediately following recover or their explant surgery. That is not the case. It's almost as if we have our implants in us still following the explant, because those of us that got so sick from our implants, we have MTHFR and other genetic variations where our cells couldn't properly detox. So our body, in an effort to protect us from these poisons that were coming from the implants, our body stored those toxins. It attracted and trapped those toxins in yeast, in candida, and it placed it in our digestive tract. After years of being continually poisoned, our digestive tract finally gets overloaded, and it begins to eat through the digestive tract walls. The yeast, this toxic yeast, now begins to seep out of your digestive tract walls, and it enters into your bloodstream. I have other videos already on my channel that explain it more into detail, but regardless, people aren't grasping this concept of this illness, I don't think, fully, because they're expecting us to make immediately recoveries following our explant. And so I think that puts more pressure on us as implant illness survivors, because here are these people looking at us and they're expecting us to make this immediate recovery. And some of us feel great right after explant. Here's where we go wrong. We start listening to everybody and grasping to heal too fast. Everybody keeps saying, oh, you need to get this candida out. You need to take this antifungal. Oh, that's not working well enough for you. It's 4 weeks and you're not 100% yet. Now you need to start adding in B vitamins, C vitamins. You need to start adding all this stuff in. Whoa, stop, hold the train. That is where we are going wrong, I think. Because when I went back to simple, life changed. The lights shined. The sun shined again. Everything changed when I stopped that train and I went back to the basics of life, my diet. So by the time I continued to get sick. So I felt great after my explant, but I wasn't 100%. So I was on that train too, that detox train of trying to find more stuff to help me. And I continued to get worse and worse and worse. But my mindset was that these supplements were what was making me feel better. So I had to rewire my brain. When God crashed in and showed me what was going on, he showed me I was filled with this toxic yeast, but that I had this MTHFR and these other genetic variations where my cells could not properly grab those toxins as they were shuffled, as I was trying to eradicate this candida super fast with antifungals and nystatin, diflucan. There's just a ton to choose from as far as fighting candida. So I was taking so much of it. Apple cider vinegar was another one. I hit hard. Everybody, I jumped on that wagon too. Everybody in the world saying, oh, apple cider vinegar, apple cider vinegar. Not if you've had implants for 9.5 years and you're filled with mold and fungus and parasites. Apple cider vinegar is not your ticket if you have MTHFR. It will make you very, very, very ill because it breaks up that candida too fast. And the toxins, as that candida is being broken up to try to get it out of you via bowel movements, the toxins that are in that candida break free. And then it's the job of your cells to go grab those toxins and remove them from your body. But if you have MTHFR and other genetic variations where your cells don't have the ability to properly detox, those toxins that break off of that candida, they just float around in your body looking for another space to live because your cells aren't getting them out. So I mentioned zeolite in my other videos. That's another one. I think I should mention that in every video just because it's such a huge game changer. But I wanted to let you guys know that it was not easy for me to stop all supplements. So when God came in, explained it all to me, and he told me I was taking all these antifungals and all these methyl B vitamins. I had a whole slew of supplements that I was taking to try to bounce back after my explant surgery. And I had no idea they were making me worse. So it was hard for me. I ended up finally, I had to just set the day and I had to just stop. But as God explained it to me, as he started revealing it to me, what was really happening, it did make it easier for me to stop. So I ended up finally stopping. I just cold turkey. I stopped all of my supplements, and I'm not even kidding you. And God added in the zeolite at the same time. So all at once, I stopped all my supplements. I added in the zeolite. I continued drinking the bone broth. That was the only one of the supplements that I stayed continuing on. So I drank that 3 to 5 times per day. And the coffee enemas. But I stopped all other supplements, and I'm not kidding you, within a couple of days, that toxic, I started feeling relief in my body. I couldn't get over it. I could not get over how much worse all those supplements were making me. Truly, so much worse. Because instead of improving after explant, I started declining and sinking back into a dark place. You don't want to go back into that dark place. The toxicity, those toxins from that candida that are from the implants, you're still loaded with that. So you've got to stick to a very strict diet. Again, I got other videos that go through all that information. But this one, I just really wanted to let you all know that it wasn't easy for me to stop all my supplements. But wow, what a dramatic improvement I made once I did. So here's another thing. Worst case scenario, you stop all these supplements and all these antifungals. Say you don't feel any better after a few days. All right, well, you tried. But I'm telling you, if you have MTHFR, you're loaded with this candida. It's throughout your body, parasites, all this stuff. And those supplements are compounding your issue because it's breaking that candida out, and you might be getting some of that candida out, but you're not getting the toxins out that were in that candida. Now your body's looking for more candida or a way to protect you from these toxins that are breaking free from the candida because you have MTHFR and your cells don't have the ability to get it out. I will throw this out there too, though. I bought myself a portable infrared sauna with very low EMF, and I used that. I still use that a couple times a week. But that was a real game changer too for me, was the portable sauna and rebounding. But I wanted to let everybody else know because I keep bumping into women and I know they're in their minds, they're thinking, but it's the supplements that are barely keeping me going. It's not true. It's a lie from the devil. It's not the supplements that are keeping you going. They're making you worse. Try stopping the supplements. Go back to one of my videos that I posted, I don't know, a week or two ago about which supplements I believe helped me the most and the path that I took once God revealed it to me and I stopped all supplements. I posted a video of the handful of supplements that I took following my explant, and that's how I got my healing. But another thing that nobody wants to talk about coffee enemas, right? I don't. But they helped me so much. And I know how intimidating they are. So before my explant, doctors had told me, they knew I was toxic. This is before we recognized it was the implants. How did we miss this? I have no idea. How did we miss the implants for so long? Whatever, but okay. So they knew I was toxic. We couldn't figure out the root cause of the toxicity, but they knew I was toxic. So I had gone into toxic shock. They had started me on ozone autohemotherapy, but my toxicity was so high. And another thing at that point that this just crossed my mind, I was taking antifungals then too. That's why my toxicity got worse, because those toxins that were trapped in that fungus broke loose when I took those antifungals. Wow, what a revelation right now I'm having while doing this video. But yeah, so my toxicity was worse. That would be why. I'm going to give that one some thought. But anyway, so to keep my toxicity down, they wanted me to do 3 coffee enemas per day. 3, not one. Not one every now and then, 3. I'm not even going to tell you what I thought enemas were all about. I will tell you that I thought they were some kind of messy ordeal, out of control. I was petrified, horrified. When they mentioned enemas, not exaggerating, my thought in my head was, well, I'm just going to have to die of toxic shock then, because homegirl ain't doing that. I'm not doing an enema. So thank God there are other places out there that put informational videos out. So I ended up, God drew me to a site, purelifeenema.com. That's typically where I get all of my coffee enema supplies and the coffee, because it's guaranteed mold free. But I started poking around, and they had enough of an informational video to where I got the courage to do it. I ordered the supplies, and I got the courage to do it. Please get the courage to do it, and especially if you've explanted and you're still struggling with this candida issue. It really, really helped me so much. And that's why I'm bothering to do this and try to explain and show you guys how easy it truly is, because it's so intimidating, and I didn't want to do it. But after the first 2 or 3, breeze. No problems whatsoever. And I still do coffee enemas regularly. They're just a good thing to do. They keep your liver purged. So that's what they do. That's the other purpose of them. We're overloaded with all this toxicity from the implants. Even if you've explanted, all that toxicity is in that mold, that yeast, that candida. So we're loaded with this toxicity, and your liver's working overtime. Your kidney, your liver, all that stuff, it's working overtime. It's tired. And it can get clogged up, I especially assume, since they've been poisoned, dealing with all these poisons continually from the implants. So the coffee enema, you lay on your right side, and the coffee enema forces your liver to do this hiccup and purge toxins and get it out of you. So that's another bonus of it. But for me, it also helped get that candida out of me. I have tried colonics too. Those work just as well, but I don't know about you. I don't have $100 a couple times a week to go get a colonic. But those work too. But the coffee enemas, I swear by them. I think everybody that's ever tried one swears by them as well. So you can go Google and search whatever you want to do. Don't just take my word for it. Search for other people that recommend it or don't recommend it. But for me, they were a huge benefit, and I will always incorporate them into my daily health life. So this is how easy they are. I even brought my bucket out. I'm taking you guys all around my house. We're in my master bath right now. Thanks, welcome. Here's my enema bucket. I got a stainless steel one from Pure Life Enema because I don't know. I knew this was going to be a permanent thing for me in life. I don't know how I knew that, but I just knew that I was going to want to incorporate these into my life. So I ended up getting a stainless steel bucket. I'm glad I did. It wasn't that much more than the other stuff. I'm also trying to stay away from like BPA toxins and things like that. So this seemed to be the safest way for me to go and the most economical for me to go. And they had this deal, and I think they still have it. They have this deal where it comes with the bucket. Shoot, I forgot my strainer. And this little mesh strainer, about this big around, that lays on top of this. But I also have a colon tube with mine. It's got little holes in it. to wash your colon walls, and trust me, you're going to have candida up in there. So you're going to want it. You're going to want this going up as far as you can get it to go up to help you cleanse that out. I had 30 pounds of candida, toxic candida, flow out of me when I started doing my strict diet and the coffee enemas. I had 30 pounds of that stuff flow out of me in less than 3 weeks. And the coffee enemas, I get the blonde coffee, and you can see the yeast as it's coming out. If you use the light colored coffees, you can see the yeast coming out. So I got to see 30 pounds of that nastiness come out of me. Thank God it came out. But it happened fast for me when I stuck to my diet and I did my coffee enemas. But I couldn't do this till after my explant. This didn't start until after my explant, where I started really going at it with the strict diet, because your body needs that yeast to trap those toxins in it from the implants. So I won't go there because that's another whole video, I guess, on it in itself. But pushing that toxic yeast out before explant, I'm not sure that's a good idea. I'd have to give that a little bit more thought too, because my body wouldn't let go of it, that yeast, because it knew it needed that yeast to trap the poisons coming from the implants. It was using that yeast in my body to save my life from going into toxic shock, which I did anyways. But anyways, so I have a stainless steel pot for my stove, and I use 1 to 3 tablespoons. I put 4 cups of distilled water in my stainless steel pot. And then I add 1 to 3 tablespoons of my coffee. I doubt you can see in there, but it's not regular coffee, but it does look like regular coffee. This one's a blonde grind, so you can sort of see that. So it does look like coffee grinds. But anyways, I put that in, 1 to 3 tablespoons of it in my stainless steel pot. I boil it uncovered for 5 minutes. And then I cover it and I turn the burner down to low and I simmer it for 15 minutes. Then I pull it off the stove. And I have a little strainer that goes on top of this. And I pour my my coffee enema, I pour it into this through the strainer, so the strainer grabs all the coffee grinds. And then I let it cool for 10 minutes or so. I like it fairly warm. But so I let it cool for about 10 minutes. And then I go to the bathroom. I lay in my tub. Now, I'm not all about comfort. Man, I just want to get it done and over with. So I'm not focused. I know some girls talk about laying in bed and you can do it. But I just like to get this stuff done as quick as possible. I don't want to think about it too much. So I literally lay in my tub on my right side, and it's perfect because I just lay my bucket on the side of the tub. And that's about the perfect distance that it needs to be up for the gravity to get it to start flowing. But I lay down in the tub. I put this on the side of the tub. Make sure to have your clasp closed as you pour your coffee enema, your enema coffee, into your bucket, or it's just going to start flowing out. So you want to make sure that this little clasp is closed. So I lay down in the tub, and then I lift this up, and I unhook that, which allows the coffee to start coming through. I let it get to the tip, and then I close this clasp again, and it'll stay to that tip. And then I got a little jar of coconut oil on my tub, and I put that on the end. I slide it in, and as soon as I start getting it in, I start releasing this clip, because I have found that this enema tube slides in a whole lot easier as you let liquid start entering into you. It's almost like it makes the path for it to start sliding into you. But it's very, very, very simple, very intimidating for the first 2 or 3, but it's something very simple that I wanted to share with everybody else, because I do recommend them to BII gals. I actually recommend them to just about anybody who's dealing with any kind of sickness because they're just game changers. They're pretty awesome. I've done apple cider vinegar. I've done organic lemon enemas. So I've done quite a few different ones. But I think they're very beneficial to have incorporate into a daily life. Not daily. I do them once a week now. Maybe not even that sometimes. Just depends on what's going on, how I'm feeling. But they are very, very helpful. I hope this information helps you guys. Have a great day. Bye.